go ahead and go on our regularly scheduled board meetings, that kind of stuff. Board,
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. We have a meeting agenda. Is there anything that we need to add or take out?
Oh, yes, Mr. Chair. Under new business, 9.1, we need to remove.
Okay.
And then under late items, we have 12.1, legislative updates. 12.2, superintendent schedule. And 12.3, SAE days approval.
Okay. Anything else? Good. All right, so we have a motion to approve the agenda as amended. I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion's made and seconded to approve the agenda as amended. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, motion carries. Let's see, approval of the minutes. So we have minutes from our June 8th meeting.
I'm going to approve the minutes from June.
Motion's made and seconded to approve our meeting minutes from June 8th. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Early items. 4.1, board member recognition.
Yes, Mr. Chair, just wanted to recognize that we have a board member that's going to be leaving us after the night. And we put together a little certificate here. It says, with heartfelt gratitude for your 2 years and 5 months of dedicated service on the Lake County School District Number 7 Board of Directors, and a little card of recognition for Mr. Williams. And thank you so much for all that you've done.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Good to be on the board.
Is that your severance check?
I believe so. Let's talk.
Hers, right?
That's right.
My first check.
Well, thank you.
Well deserved.
Okay, correspondence.
Yes, Mr. Chair, just the Oregon Small Schools Association, which we belong to, puts out twice a year a publication called Small Talk. And you can see Mr. Lasher, who is your consultant for next year's superintendent search. He is the director of the Oregon Small Schools Association, and there's some articles in there in regards to grants and small schools, and it's also the association that I serve on their board of directors. So just want to let you know that that is out. If you are interested in seeing previous versions of Small Talk, visit their website, and there's a whole list of Small Talk publications going back about 8 or 9, 10 years, if you're interested in taking a look at that.
Thank you. Public comment. Okay. Hearing none, we will move on to reports.
None from me, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Old business.
Yes, Mr. Chair, there is an OSBA Legal Assistance Trust that they send us information to us on an annual basis. Traditionally, the district has not participated in this, but I certainly did want to make that decision for you. So it's just up for your consideration. You can read the information just as well as I can read it to you. It's to help defer some of the legal costs involved with some of the business of running school districts.
In aggregate though, it's kind of like a pack.
Yeah, kind of a pack.
discussion, comment? We're good?
Okay.
All right, we're good to go. New business, certified staff resignation.
Mr. Brock, would you like to present this?
That,
Sam?
Jennifer, the letter, can I have a letter, receive a letter of resignation from Jennifer Henning? Page 14.
So in the bottom, she asked just the, district boundary obligation or wages, and that's.
That's standard operating procedure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when does she, when does the year end for her? I mean, when she's
Well,
resigned, and then the
right.
pay ends when?
June 30th for the pay, but then the benefits go through.
The benefits will go through the July 31st because June pays for July
Right.
Oh, okay,
health insurance.
And that's
And
standard
then
operating
after that,
procedure.
they'll
okay,
issue her COBRA paperwork.
okay.
Well, I'll move we approve the resignation from Jennifer Henning.
Second. Motion's made and seconded to approve the resignation of Jennifer Henning. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Certified hire recommendation.
Principal Cahill, would you like to present this one?
I will pass it off to upcoming interim principal Warner. That's a mouthful.
It is.
There you go.
I'd like to recommend Lori Rice as a hire for a certified teaching position for this upcoming year. I know you object, Mr. Sherman. But we would like her anyway, even with your objections.
We fully support Lori's move to be like we said, we're not losing her out of the community, we're glad that she's moving and do a job that she's gonna be good at, essentially.
So did she start with you in employment or what?
Yeah, she's our, 4-H program support person. She came from MODOC, actually, she was a 4-H agent in MODOC and came up here, she's been with us for 4 years, 4 or 5 years.
She's gonna be great.
So, I entertain a motion.
I move we approve the hire of, you called her Lori, is it Lori? Laura?
Lori,
Lori.
it says Laura on
Lori Rice.
the
You almost got this. Call her the wrong name, we'll hire the wrong person.
Well, yeah,
She was
I
more.
better check, maybe I was gonna call her wrong name.
So her license says what?
She's nicer than you thought.
That's right. No wonder why she's leaving, I don't even call her.
I've given him so many chances, he's still can't get it right.
All second. All right, motion's been made and seconded to approve the hire of Lori Rice for the Union School 4th, 5th, or 4th through 6th grade position. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. We have a coaching recommendation. Is that right?
Art teacher.
Art teacher recommendation, Mr. Brock.
Oh,
Yes, we're pleased to have Ms. Hammond interview, and she comes from us from Corning, California, where she's been long-term subbing and for the art teacher at Hamilton High School. Pending licensure, she'll have to do her Oregon licensure. We don't
approve the hiring of Katie Hammond for our art teacher.
So the motion is made and seconded to approve the hire of Katie Hammond as our GMS LHS art teacher. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Coaching recommendation.
Mr. Brock, I guess it's yours.
Mr. Hamilton has filled the boys and girls soccer head coaching positions. The boys, Mr. Jay Glassman, and the girls with Mr. Nickel, who would be switching from the boys to the girls. So we're excited to have those hires before summer so they can get with those kids and work with them in the summer and be off and running in the fall.
I'll make the motion that we approve the coaching recommendations as presented.
Second?
Any motion's been made and seconded to approve the coaching recommendations for our boys and girls soccer coaches. Boys for Jay Glassman, girls Joe Nickel. Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, we have soccer coaches.
Good.
Yeah. All right. COIC annual program evaluation.
Yes, Mr. Chair, every year there's an annual program evaluation for Central Oregon Intergovernmental Council. And Mr. Brock and Ms. Chavez usually are our evaluators. And so I'm sure Mr. Brock can answer any questions if you have them. This level of evaluation, which you see is in compliance, in some cases exemplary, does not surprise me. They do a very good job for us.
They had a difficult year with the transition of the instructors and so we worked very closely with them this year. They graduated 5 from their program. The day before our high school kids walked, they sent 5 out the door, 3 with high school diplomas and 2 with GEDs. They do a nice job, and that's Mr. Gallagher says, and they have a new instructor. I think his first day was today, beginning of summer school.
So that's just an evaluation update. Or do you need something from us?
I think I need a motion to approve this.
Okay.
I'll move that we accept the evaluation of what's the official name of the program?
COIC, Central Oregon Intergovernmental Council.
Okay.
A second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the program evaluation of COIC. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Say
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Engagement letter and contract for audit.
Ms. Mills?
Yeah, I think you have all the pertinent information in the packet. Looks pretty standard, we'll audit our 6/30/15 year. We will be in conjunction with Tinsley or Adel Plush and ESD, that whole round. They have quoted us on that. They were the lowest this year, and we felt with funding being not certain at the time that the RFP was sent out, that we wanted to go with a safe route and make sure that we could afford. ESD is on schedule to pick up our portion, so we're not anticipating to pick up our portion.
Any discussion about the engagement letter?
I love these letters from the auditor.
accept the engagement
I
letter.
would move to accept.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded to accept the engagement letter with Poster Professional Group. Any other discussion?
Are we gonna get them here?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna show up?
Already have it scheduled.
Is there any presentation?
Yeah,
It is.
I did say what?
All right, any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Update to the Fremont ADA Union Elementary Staff Parent Handbook.
Okay, it's in your packet, it's just the annual yearly approval of this document, and we have a front page information piece there stating what the changes are. Page 1, there's just some cosmetic things, not what I would call real big policy changes. But page 1 is basically changing, actually this is Warner's letter to the parents and the students. Page 2, item 2 refers to page 19. Kind of a thing with PE over the years. Students come, they have an excuse from the parent that they can't participate in PE because of illness or injury. And then that's the morning, then, you know, at 9:15, we see them out in the playground running up like a storm, you know. So basically our philosophy is if the note says they're too sick that day or the injury impedes them from PE, it's probably in the best interest of the child to also impede them from recess as well. They won't be in trouble, but they can go someplace and read a book or whatever and not develop any further, you know, injuries or additions to whatever, you know, is ailing them. So that's the first one. Item number 3, the complaint section is just a matter of changing the individuals in the complaint process. I go to Sean Gallagher's name and Susan Warner goes to my name, and once again, just a cosmetic thing reflecting the personnel changes. Then the last one, years and years and years, we've invited parents to be a part of site committee. We've never ever had a paragraph in this handbook in regard to the definition of site committee and what site committee does. I wrote this specific paragraph and I took it straight out of district policy. I went to district policy, so the two gel and merge are basically one and the same with, you know, some different wording. So that's it. Very small list. Any questions? I got to compliment Tammy. She does a very fine job as far as making this handbook very user-friendly with the kids and the parents and with all the, you know, the little artwork she puts in there to really spruce it up, and she does a very nice job, so. I certainly can't take credit for all this nice little art in here. That's Tammy, so anyway.
Any other questions, comments? So a motion to approve the handbook is presented.
So,
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the Fremont ADA Union Elementary School Parent Handbook for 15-16 as presented. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
All right, so moving on to consent agenda. We have several items in there. Do we need to go through?
So up to you.
It's up to you.
You can approve the whole consent agenda or pull out individual items or ask questions, whatever you like.
We're approving resolution 29, which is the establishment of the fund, which is,
Correct.
okay. And then
And all
budget adoption,
Correct.
our government accounting,
It has to be 54.
okay,
Ending fund
yes,
balance.
the 54. We had our other conversation, oh, extra duty contract days for auditing. Our personal insurance contract.
Motion that we approve the consent agenda.
seconded to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. All right, announcements. OSBA Board Conference.
July 17th, 19th, I do believe we have one board member going.
I'm going.
Okay. And I do believe Mr.
Me.
Dale's going.
We'll have lots of spirited conversations.
I enjoyed it.
You
I'm
interested
looking
in that?
forward to it.
I didn't know about it, actually.
Okay,
Where is it at?
Dan?
17 through the 19th?
It'd be good if you could go, if you have time.
Okay, let me look into it. Other fees and could someone just
We'll take
Hand
care
me
of all that. Just
pamphlet
contact
or
Rebecca.
pamphlet out, yeah.
Just contact Rebecca if you're interested.
Okay.
And she'll make all the reservations for you. And it is excellent. It's very good.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. they talk about.
Okay. Late items, we have our legislative update.
Yes, Mr. Chair, there's a couple of handouts that were kind of late additions from OSBA that just came out. I'm looking at legislature nearly done, but your advocacy needs to continue. I think it's important, as I kind of briefly mentioned before the board meeting, that we've taken the school funding for K through 12 from 6.9 billion all the way up to about 7.4 billion. We sincerely doubt we'll get to 7.5, but it is a significant increase to where we started. And also some of that, the last minute funding will probably be deferred to the second half of the biennium. So it appears more like a 49-51 split rather than a 50-50 split as House Bill 5017 was passed. The next handout has to do with Oregon Education Investment Board to be dissolved. This is a very interesting dilemma. It was really Governor Kitzhoffer's baby when he started it, and I'm not going to get into all the politics going on, but it doesn't surprise me that they're dissolving that. But they are keeping Dr. Nancy Golden as their Chief Education Officer, and she's going to be in place to what is called bust barriers. And I was asked to participate in the work group last year, and I'll just hand this out. I think you saw this a long time ago, but a lot of the barriers work that Dr. Golden is going to continue with is identified in this document. And I think there's a list of about 15 or 16 different barriers, because we're talking about the grades 9 to 14 continuum. Having K through 12 and higher ed work collaboratively together to really reach the 40-40-20 goals, the pre-primary through grade 20 continuum. That work is still going to continue, because notice as a part of the Oregon Education Investment Board dissolving, they're also getting rid of achievement compacts. But what they're getting rid of is the procedures involved. They're still going to roll in the different metrics, such as freshman on track, which Mr. Prock monitors very closely, or third grade reading benchmarks, those sorts of things. Schools will still be held accountable to those metrics, which they're very, very good. And so this will be a lot of the work that Dr. Golden will be continuing with. She just won't have a board, a decision-making board behind her. She'll be looked at as more of a branch of the educational system.
So they're dissolving it effective this year,
Effective July 1st.
of this year, not letting it sunset next year? Is that right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll dissolve July 1st, 2015. Also with the Chief Education Officer, it sets a sunset date of that position to June 30th, 2019. Whether there'll be continuation of that, I don't know. Could be too far down to tell. But it's very interesting dynamics there. The next article has to do with early learning initiatives. There was some legislation that formed early learning hubs. We're talking about pre-kinder, and the problem is there really hasn't been a whole lot of funding behind those early learning hubs. So these two bills, Senate Bill 213 and House Bill 3380, begins to move more in the direction of establishing more strength within those early learning hubs, and really truly recognizing that preparing a student for success in their kinder years is pivotal in terms of their success by grade 3 in reading, mathematics, social adeptness, the whole bit. And so that's actually some more positive legislation. The next handout on the school leader news, again, further talks about the dissolvement of the Oregon Education Investment Board. It also talks about the Promise campaign from OSBA that they launched, and they're really declaring that as a victory in terms of establishing additional funding for schools. They're wanting to continue with that, and so I think we'll see some more interesting pieces there. And then there's a great article by Betsy Miller-Jones, the Executive Director of OSBA, and really talks about the focus areas that the school districts really need to be keenly aware of and really working on are fourfold. 1 is student achievement, and 2 is graduation rates, 3 is closing the achievement gap, and 4 is college and career readiness. Keep in mind that college and career ready, the job market and what is required for entrance into college, the skill sets are closely related now. It used to be 10, 15 years ago, there was more of a gap, but now they're very closely aligned. And also keep in mind, when they talk about college, it doesn't mean everybody has to go to Harvard University. If that's your dream and goal in life, excellent. But we're talking about post-secondary education, attaining additional skills beyond the high school diploma. And when she talks about closing the achievement gap, she talks about the disparity between the graduation rates of Caucasians versus Latinos versus Native Americans versus, or their test scores, or those are the achievement gaps that they're talking about. They want to close those gaps to where they're one and the same. It's a lot of great work to be done. And then I guess there's 2 more. One is a summer camp offered for Leadership Institute credits through OSBA. You can read through that yourself. And then last but not least is PACE offers ways to help members address the new marijuana laws. Keep in mind, there's new laws that are starting July 1st. And the laws allow adults to possess up to 8 ounces of dried marijuana and up to 4 plants. It identifies that marijuana is still unlawful based upon federal statutes, and it's still listed as a Schedule I drug. And to receive federal funds, school districts and community colleges must adhere to federal laws. And so we can't, as a school district, we can't embrace the state laws, we have to embrace the federal laws. And marijuana cannot be used on any kind of school campus by anybody. And it continues on talking about the different ramifications and legal entities in regards to that. At the OSBA summer camp, looks like Peggy Stock will hold a workshop entitled Up in Smoke, Marijuana in Schools and Other Current Issues on Sunday, July 19th at 11 a.m. So might be what you want to catch. Very interesting.
It'd be my recommendation to legal counsel, that is one you'd want to take a look at, because that's at issues being litigated in every state that has legalized marijuana. Oregon has actually come down on it, it was a Supreme Court decision, but it's gonna keep getting pushed various directions, so it's something you guys wanna keep abreast of, because it's gonna be kind of a constant problem.
Any other questions on the legislative update? Superintendent's schedule?
Yes, Mr. Chair, just want to let you know that Mr. Cahill and I have been meeting, and we've been working on our transition plan, and I'm close to ending my time here at the district. But I'm always available by phone, even when I'm over in Brookings. So you've got my number, I'm not planning on changing it. If I can be of any service at any time, don't hesitate to call, and I'll send you my invoice. Just kidding. Just kidding on the invoice.
I want to thank Sean. Sean's been very helpful in forming my transition and everything, and very well ready to go next week, so anyway, looking forward to it. Next week.
Big changes.
Big changes. Yeah, absolutely. And Susan too.
Yeah.
New office.
So,
Yeah.
so,
New
It
career.
will be cleaned, I can tell you. I don't want to do it with a horse jaw.
you can keep it, you can get it.
A horse jaw, I was in that office when I took over down there, and I had no idea what the history of a horse jaw was, so anyway.
No horse jaw?
Yeah, big old horse jaw down there, so.
All right.
Anyway.
SAE contract.
Mr. Brock?
We recommend 10 additional days for Christy Reese for her supervised agricultural experience, her instruction over the course of the summer leading up to fair. We did have those fair projects and work experience that requires a first supervision.
Move we approve the additional 10 days for Mrs. Reese.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the additional SAE days for Mrs. Reese. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Next board meeting agenda items.
Next board meeting is usually gonna mostly account for a lot of housekeeping items. We need to be thinking about who's gonna be the next chair, or the next vice chair, or maybe a repeat of the current chair, vice chair. I see Pete is shaking his head, yes. You know, you'll be doing things such as declaring who the hearings officer is for student expulsions. Just a lot of those housekeeping type items. You'll be approving, no, I guess you've already approved the board meeting calendar. Becky, can you think of anything else?
Oh, I have a list in the file.
Don't we
Yeah, it's
do
standard
the
up,
oath
right?
for a new board member?
Well,
Yes.
well, yes. we're
Yes.
going to do that.
You'll be,
Actually, for all three.
actually, yeah,
When is
swearing in your new board member and
Oh,
Daryl, because
Oh,
you just
two.
recently voted
Yeah,
in.
it's two.
you guys do one?
And
I'd like to schedule an hour work session that night too, at 6 o'clock. Look at district goals and the dialogue of the new guy with the board, so.
it'll be great dialogue.
All right, anything else?
Executive session for
Don't call me.
negotiations until
Rebecca, next week.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I have negotiations.
So we'll need executive session.
Okay.
Good point.
So exec section, no exec session.
Thank you.
Exec session on negotiation.
Yep. Okay,
Is there one or two in July?
And that's on the 13th?
Yes. Can you make it 27?
okay. Well, with that,